Hello YouTube. Today this is more applying to usbcrepair.com. We got a laptop. It's a Lenovo. Oh, forgot to write down Lenovo. Lenovo X1 Carbon, 6th generation. ThinkPad X1 Carbon. And if you want to know more information about the USB-C repair, that's the website usbcrepair.com. USB Type-C is the connection and repair.com is the repair. Basically what we do is we provide repair service for USB Type-C jacks. Problem is we just started to do them about half a year ago, and many times we can't fix them, not because we can't fix them, it's simply because the motherboard is taken out by the jack and there's nothing you can do there. There's about 24 connections on the USB Type-C jack in the back, and depends how you break it, it's either fixable or not fixable. Many cases we can fix, but about 50% cases we do fix. We only charge if we do fix it, but most of the clients send us the laptop by mail, and you're responsible for mailing it back and forth. But if we fix it, it's we charge you. If we don't fix it, we don't charge you. The flat rate prices are on USB Type-C on usbcrepair.com. Let's take it apart. I will try to show you how we're fixing it. The soldering part I have to do under the microscope, and the problem with the microscope is I can either show you while I'm fixing the jack and you're gonna see it, but I won't see what's going on under the microscope, or I could connect the monitor so I could see what's going on under the microscope. So I will show you in a bit. Once maybe I'm gonna get a different microscope that supports two outputs, basically one for you to see and one for me to see, then great. But otherwise the way how things set up in this shop is I can either look in the microscope and do the work, or I can show you what's going on the microscope, but I can't really do any work. So I will see how detailed this whole thing gonna be. Let's take it apart. This thing we need to remove for sure, because that will prevent you from taking it out completely. But for some reason, yeah, like that. Make sure all of the connectors inside are removed as well, the SIM card and whatever other card is, SD card, SIM card and SD card. So here we wanna do like that. And yeah, so let's remove the battery first. All right. I want to find the perfect angle so you could see everything what I'm gonna be doing here. All right, so couple of things. On those hinges right here, we lift it up like that, slide it out like that. This one, there is a metal bracket that holds it down like that, and you have to pull it out like that. Here you pull this thing upwards, maybe even with the nail. Kind of tough little hinge. All right, let's remove it like that, like that, and like that. All right, so here we need to remove it like that, set it aside like that, and here like that, like that, like that, like that, and like that. All right, now the fan cable, like that. Next thing, you want to disconnect this piece right here. And the next is a piece right there, like that. We probably need to take the heatsink off the motherboard. Like that. And we got another cable right here. Like that. It's one of those jacks which I have to do under the microscope, and you would not be able to see much of what I'm doing. I will see how I can arrange the It's one of the jacks that has 2 rows in the back, and it's almost impossible to make it work unless I do all of the microscope repairs, everything under the microscope. So here. Now the good thing is it's that piece right here that's broken. I can see the pins being bent on this connector. So the way how I need to desolder is You would say, well, you are the USB-C repair. You probably already did 100 of those. No, we didn't do 100 of those. We started them about half a year ago, and we see that it's, I mean, nobody else doing that. Maybe somebody else fixes those, but as far as I know, 2020, I don't think there is a single shop who wanna do a USB Type-C repair anywhere in the world. So I need to cover those black pieces right there too. So this is a Kapton tape that prevents the nearby components from falling off the motherboard while I'm applying all of the heat with the hot air station to the area around the jack. So like that, like that. What I'm doing, I'm making sure that the tape sticks to the board. That way, if it sticks, that means the nearby component's not gonna get lifted when the hot air is being applied. Okay, so when you're putting the tape on, it's better to be as close as possible to the rear pins, but not so close as to cover them down. Alright, and I need one more. I've been doing PowerCheck repairs for 20 plus years, but this thing, it has 24 connections in the back. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So 30 total connections which you need to solder, and usually not worthwhile time. So that's the reason we have a separate site that says USB-C repair.com. Alright. So the goal is to add a little bit more solder right here, right there, right there, right there, and to add some solder in the back right there. Once I add all of that solder and the flux, the new solder gonna mix with the old solder, as well as here the new solder gonna mix with the old solder. Then I'm gonna put it on the hot air station, and hopefully would be able to, under the hot air station, hopefully it's just gonna fall off the motherboard. But soldering this connector to the motherboard, that's the real pain, because the inner 12 pins are hidden under this huge cover and there is no way you can solder them down. The rear pins you can solder with the soldering gun, fine soldering pen, but the row right here on the second row, basically there is a rear row, there is a front row. I will show you in a little bit. Alright, so let's switch to the soldering. Soldering. Okay, so soldering environment. All right. Alrighty, so as you can see from this picture, all of the traces are intact. So what I need to do is I need to add a little bit more solder to every one of those traces, and you can see that all of the holes are empty. Now, you can see it, but I can see it because the output for the microscope is connected to the microscope. So in order for me to work on it, I have to disconnect the output for the microscope, and that's gonna give me my view of what's going on. So I have to kind of so let me show you basically what's involved here. All right. First of all, I need to obviously disconnect, so you would not be able to see what's going on. So I have to switch to the other camera, like that. Okay. And I need to switch to the microscope output. Alright. Need to refocus a little bit. And add a little bit more solder to some of the parts. I promised in the future videos I will figure out something to give you the microscope view while I'm working on it. No, the whole thing gets sticky. No. Sorry. Clean enough? Alright, so let me show you what I'm doing here. Alright, so here you can see that I put a thin layer of solder onto pretty much every single leg except the second from the bottom left, which I will fix in a second. And that's going to be ready for me to solder a new jack in. Alright, so that's my crazy construction. And the goal is to see, once the solder starts to melt on those pads, is to drop the already I can see the solder melting, almost. Alrighty, I hope it did work. Alright, so that's the way how rear legs look like. Like that. And that's how it looks like here. Not sure if it's gonna work. Alrighty, so I found the Lenovo charger. Plug it in here, plug it in right there, and nothing. Hey, what's going on? Strange. This thing should be on. This thing. Alright guys, so it seems like this will only work if I plug it in like that. Alright, you see the light? If I plug it in like this, the light does not come on. Like that, the light comes on. That's because the handshake is on that bottom line. So again, depends if you put the cable like that or like that. Like that is gonna work. Again, the handshake is only on one row. Here the rear row is connecting, okay? But the inner row, you see, not connected. So for the future, I guess I have to melt it down even more. Oh, by the way, why this does not work regardless of which way I connect it? How about like that? The light does not come on. How about like that? Oh, that way the light comes on. Doesn't show me any current. Okay. Still doesn't show me current. Still show me 20 volts, but doesn't draw any current. Let's put it together and see if it's gonna work or not work. On our website, we describe the problem with the plug going like that or like that. So again, if it works 50% of the time, it's gonna work 50% of the time just fine for a long time. Again, it's all because that inner row is not soldered 100%. I mean, it's soldered as you saw in the video, but it's nothing melted as well as I was supposed to melt it down. Any one of you working on this kind of repair, you're probably going to get exactly the same thing. It's going to work one way, but it's not going to work the other way. The plug going to go like that, not like that. Okay. That's the reason you need gloves. Alright. Back in the days, it took me 3 days to get one jack out. But now with some practice, it just takes a few hours. Alright. But I hope, and this is 2020, I hope in half a year or so, I'll be able to figure out how to make sure that the inner side of the pads get soldered all the way in, with practice obviously. Because the regular jacks we've been doing for 20 years. Those USB-C jacks, they are really pain to work on. Especially when you can't solder directly. You have to do something what I just did in this laptop sound. But yeah, I mean, is it possible to make it work? Yes, it's possible, but you see there is a 50 chance that it's gonna, I mean, it's only gonna work one way up. Excuse me. Hopefully not the coronavirus here. Alright, so here, I wanna make sure. Alright, I think everything looks good to me. We can close it down. Yep. Alright, so the moment of truth. And that way we get nothing. And that way we get 20 volts right there. And let's see how do we know if the battery is charging. I'm not sure if that red light is actually red or not. There's also another, okay, so here it shows that something is red, so that's for sure doing something. Let's see. For some reason the current doesn't show. Alright, calm down. The current doesn't show anything, meaning no current going through. That's yeah, current is at 0 amps. I'm not sure why is that, even though the voltage shows that it's okay. So the date is 6/08/2020, and that's 2. Oh no, that's actually 14. 14/05. All right, yes. I mean, I hope you can see that it does work. Again, right here again, it shows 19 volts, but it doesn't show the amperage. Maybe something isn't right with the device. There's a red light right there. I'm not sure what that red light means. Something here. All right, so and right here it shows us that it's plugged in, right there, you see, and should be charging. Let me... Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I will let it charge for a little bit, hopefully. Okay, so... But yeah, guys, more information about why it only works like that but not the other way you can read on our website USB-C repair.com. If you like the video, leave a like. I know because of the configuration of how the microscope is connected to my, either I can get it on this for you to record, or I get it on the screen for the microscope screen. I can't do both. It doesn't support two outputs. Whenever I connect a screen, I could either choose the screen or the recording. We'll figure it out in the future. I'm sure we have a video of something like that prior to that where I only did it under the microscope, so you would be able to see everything that's done under the microscope. So look at the channel. We got thousands of videos, but I'm sure one of those, just type in USB-C in our channel and I'm sure something gonna come up. Alright, so let's shut it down, and I'm not sure why I don't have a shutdown button here. Yeah, okay. No shutdown button. That sucks. Anyways, thanks so much. Have a good day. Bye.